Hey there, Donna Ashton here, and I'm actually like dressed with makeup on, so I thought I'd just pop in and show you that I do exist as a person. And I'm having a really hard time figuring this camera out because I usually do it the other way, but I know it comes out weird. But I wanted to show you what I've got going on inside with my plants. I've been growing plants inside from seeds and started all of that back in January. And so some of these are being hardened off, and meaning it's time for me to take them outside. And then we've got like a really cold snap. So I was in the middle of hardening them off. And then we had like almost a frost last night. So I'm waiting till later in the day to take them out till it's close to at least 50 degrees before I take them outside. Because they've been inside where it's been 70 degrees, and even last week it was like in the high 60s and 70s, I didn't want them to freak out. Though they should be hardy enough. Again, we're in the hardening off process, and it just happened that we got like a really cold snap. So I am just excited because I'm running out of room on my shelves, and I need to get the more things under lights. Things are starting to pop, and I'm really getting excited about it. And so let me take you in my room with my grow lights and show you what's happening. All right, so here is what we have so far. The setup is not as ideal as I would like. I've sort of just podged it all together. I have this cart, and I just brought it in from the garage, and it's about, I think it's 3 foot like long this way. And I had some lights, these little ones in the middle, but they're not really that great. So then I ended up getting some of the regular ones, and it's not holding a lot right now. And then my poor dogs are over here, their dog beds. The cat has taken over the dog bed. So I put this blanket up because I have the lights come on at like 4 in the morning. And I feel like it's probably a little distracting, even though I have like a door here for them to kind of block the light. The things you don't think about when you have this going on in your own house. I'm gonna take these lights, the whole thing, out into the garage probably in a few more weeks once, you know, it's warm enough out there, but the garage is pretty cold. So I just thought this would be the best way at this time of the year. So here's what I have, and these very tall snapdragons are the ones that have been outside, in and out. And then at the very bottom here, I have my stock. You can probably see there's like leaves and things that have been falling in them. And I'm going to take them out here shortly. I have another round of some snapdragons here. And then I have celosia in the back, which is looking like it's not going as good as I was hoping it to go. I think they've been moved around a lot, and I've been babying these snapdragons so much. Down here, I have 2 trays of Rudbeckia. I have the Indian Summer, which is doing fantastic. In fact, I looked at the bottom and there's like roots coming out. Oh, you can't see it here. Roots coming out from them. So I think it's probably time to take them out and harden them up. In fact, I think I did this one the other day. This is the Indian Summer, I believe. Yep. And then back here, I have Sahara. And I just planted a new crop of those to start. And over here, my first crop of sunflowers is coming up. They are coming up great. They just were put in a week ago. And I have White Light, and then I have White Night. White Night and White Light. And then it's about time for me to do another one. So I'm running out of room. At the top, I have my like waiting. These are like the ones that are just starting to germinate. I have my first round of zinnias that were planted on 3-9. As you can see, some of them are just coming up. And I have some, what have I got here? Amaranth just starting to poke up, and some more celosia that hasn't started yet here. And then in the middle, I have, these are the Indian Summer. These are the Rudbeckias. I did Cherry Brandy and Sahara and another round of Indian Summer. They're all in this smaller thing. And then over here, I have Bachelor Buttons and Lemon Thyme. Now, if you have noticed these really disgusting green, yellow sticky things, I have got a horrible case of the fungus gnats, and I let it go a little too long. And so In fact, I think today some more stickies are coming because they're just all over the place. You could probably see them as I'm just showing you. They're everywhere. And I have been putting in the mosquito bites. In fact, I bought the mosquito bits, if you haven't heard of this. And it's in the water, but it's not killing them fast enough. And I've got to get some more sticky traps for the adults. So what I do is I have... here's my little setup here. I have my watering can, which is actually filled with fertilizer, and there's mosquito bits in there at the bottom, and they just sort of sits in there. And when I need to water, I can see these things like floating around all in my like sunflowers. I'm so annoyed. They're just everywhere. And then I also put them, I have my little mister, which is fantastic, which I use a lot where I just like mist. And I also have the mosquito bits in there with fertilizer. So like they're getting it in the soil, but they're still everywhere. And I'm just like, ugh. So I've got sticky traps coming because I ran out and they're coming today. So I will put that out. But I just feel like all of a sudden everything is really like, ugh. So I've got to get these out of here. I was hoping that I was going to be able to plant these out this week, but it's gotten so cold that I'm kind of behind. So I'm going to take these out and like try to move things around a little bit. And I don't know. I want to keep them under the grow lights. Otherwise, I'm afraid they're going to freak out. But I need some space. And so that's what I've got going on here. So this is just, it's not a really big, endeavor. But you can hold quite a few plants in there. And then I have my little table over here where I have my seeds. And I have some extra stuff. And I have my seed schedule. Which is really small, but anyway, showing me like what's next, what I have to plant. And I've got my seeds all in here. I actually have this, like seed thing that you've probably seen. And I had the idea that I was going to put them all in there in order, and I never did all of that. So I don't know. I'm just not that super organized. I would like that. I was like, okay, this will be the first round and the second round. And like by months, I can put them all in here. And I ended up not doing any of that. So I just leave it there. And so far, this is kind of working for me. I've got, these are the seeds I saved from last year. These are the seeds that I've already sown here. And these are the seeds that I'm getting ready to sow. So, and this is the fertilizer that I got, the Espoma Indoor. It's great, and I just mix it up. It's a liquid, and that's what I'm putting in the water to keep things going. When they get in the ground, there's already fertilizer that I put down, but between now and then, once they start growing, they need fertilizer or they start to kind of yellow up. So I hope this gave you a little bit of an update and also showing you my little makeshift seed starting place in my home. And I'm sure my family is like, when are you moving this out of here? But I have it, the lights turn off at like 7 at night. So this is like our TV room. And by the time we sit down or whatever, my husband sits down to watch TV, the lights are off and then they come back on in the middle of the night. And it's very bright. We've got lights, windows out here, and I don't know if you can see my shed out there. And then the little bed right to the left there where some of my plants are growing out there right now. All right, yesterday I worked on the rest of these beds. I had only really cleaned up and only planted one bed. However, this bed looks like the amount of things growing is not really very many. There are a few. It looks like in that middle aisle, which is the painted daisy. We've got a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 or 8. In the front, I do see a couple. It's been really hard for me to tell which ones are the weeds, which ones are not the weeds. It looks like there's a few that are maybe coming up. That were the Alaskan daisies, the Shasta. And then I went ahead and had to kind of re-weed and add compost and the all the fertilizers and stuff, and went ahead and put the plastic down. I didn't burn the holes yet because I I'm still figuring out what's going to go where. And then I sort of just left the strawberries here because they are all blooming and we'll get some strawberries. It looks like my forsythia is blooming over here, and it has now a much more opened space because this is going away, and it already has partially gone away. But we've got some things happening here. I tried to clean up this fence, though it still looks like it needs a good scrub. I cut the bay trees down so that they look kind of together, and lots of things are kind of happening over here. The lavender is all about to bloom. Beautiful lavender, which I was hoping I could use in some bouquets. Is blooming so early, though I may not have a use for it other than my own. And then over here, the dianthus are looking beautiful. And some of the ranunculus have bloomed and are blooming. My hardy geranium has been blooming for weeks. There is a ranunculus here. I'm pretty sure that I probably should have pulled some of these ranunculuses out of the pots because they're too crammed in there. My quince is blooming, however, it's really hard to see it because it seems to bloom so far down. They are absolutely gorgeous. However, it's like basically impossible to see these flowers because there they are. These beautiful red quince flowers, but the shrub is so small that it is, there we go. They're way down, and I forgot that I put these little baby daffodils basically right here on top of it, so that probably should move those out front. It has put on some growth, so I'm happy. It is filling out. And I'm sure it's just going to take a few years before that quince gets nice and big, but it's a beautiful shrub. I've been working over here a little bit to clean up these beds, and I'm going to put the black back around the little black fences. I'm starting to get those back on, but what I did notice over here, my hydrangea leafed out, is this honeysuckle is blooming, which is very early, but I moved this from the front island and gave it something to crawl up on last year when I put this fence in, and it never really bloomed much over there because I don't think it got enough sun. But I just happened to notice that it is coming out. It's like a tubular flower that the hummingbirds will enjoy, and maybe it will get some good blooms on it. You can hear, if you can probably hear, the woodpecker above me pecking away. Anyway, this is kind of what's going out here in the front. Some snapdragons. My lettuce pot is really looking full. I need to go ahead and put that. And the snapdragons are blooming in the window boxes, and this one's about to bust open. These are the ones I've had for 2 years. That is correct. 2 years, the same plants. They are all budded up here and about to bloom. Some of them over here are already blooming. My tulip magnolia, oddly, I got no flowers yet. Usually it will flower and then the leaves come out. I don't see any flower buds, and I think I probably made a big mistake putting this here, as I just don't think it gets enough sun. But it's a really cute little shrub, so if I want to move it, I will. It would be nice though. It has beautiful purple, like deep purple flowers. Last year I got like 8 flowers, so I thought, oh great, it gets enough sun, it's perfect, it'll do great. And then I'm not sure what happened. I think the weather has just been really bizarre, so it could be that, but it does look healthy. Lots of leaves. This bronze fennel never died. It just stayed all winter and is coming back. So, as it looks like all of the hydrangeas are now leafing out. However, we're supposed to get like 33 or 34 next week, one day. So hopefully that won't take them down.